Am I talking to them about the vision? If we're gonna make vision stick, we got to talk about the vision, and then we got to say it again. And not everybody learns the same way. There's a lot of ways we could probably talk about this. Not everybody learns the same way. Some people need to see it, maybe need to hear it. An email's great. A text message might be good. You can have a Slack channel. You can have a video screen. Some people, you need to say it in different ways to different people at different times, but you've got to say it more times than you think you need to, I believe is the point here. And it needs to be strategic. So any thoughts you have there, Mark, about how strategic repetition has made, I know you've used this before to make vision stick. So talk about it.
Sure. Yeah, I think this is another example of a topic that we could spend a long time on. I will say that this was one of the findings when we did our work on culture. The leaders that do the very best job of creating a culture that they want intentionally to create, which is really what you're talking about when you're making vision stick, right? It's the precursor to actually creating the culture that delivers on the vision. And this whole idea of strategic repetition came up over and over and over again. One of the examples that I've written about is while doing that research, we were talking to one of the senior leaders from Netflix. And for those that don't know, Netflix has had a culture that was well known and had been very successful to do the things that the organization wanted to accomplish. And I asked this leader how often he talked about culture. And he looked at me, gave me this strange look. And I didn't know if I had said something that was inappropriate or if he misunderstood me. And so, after this long, awkward pause, I asked the question again. And he said, I thought that's what you were asking me. He said, every day. And
here's my challenge for you. Give us 30 days. The Lead Everyday Academy is packed with videos, tools, and practical content to help you become the leader your team deserves. Your first 30 days are completely free. Click the link in the description and get started today.
It was almost with a tone of disgust. He said, every leader at Netflix talks about the culture or some facet of it every day. He said, why wouldn't you? It's what's most important. Now, I'd put an asterisk because you remember the finding we've shared previously that 72% of U.S. leaders say that culture is the most significant driver of performance at their disposal. Well, so I think this Netflix guy was going, well, it's most important to drive performance. Why wouldn't you talk about it every day? That's strategic repetition. And then I met with the leader who worked over more than 100 countries, and they thought that idea was pretty lame about talking about it once a day. This leader said he talked about culture in every meeting. And I said, well, how do you do that? And he said, well, I'm always listening to be sure that the men and women running the meeting are connecting whatever we're talking to back to the vision, back to the aspiration. He said, and if they're not, that's how I close the meeting, kind of put a bow on it and help everybody understand the relevance and importance and priority of what we're talking about as it relates to the vision, as it relates to the aspiration. He then said, and if I can't connect those dots, I ask people, why were we talking about this? So this whole idea of strategic repetition is just powerful. Leaders, by and large, do not talk about the vision enough.